Winter has arrived. We're lucky we still get real winters with snow and ice here in Switzerland. We still get frozen lakes and naturally frozen skate lines from time to time. Some of my fondest childhood memories are the Sundays when my father took my sisters and me ice skating. No wonder I want to make this possible for my children as well. So in this video, you see how Alba learned ice skating at the age of 2. Ice skating does not start on the ice rink. It starts with the anticipation, for example under the Christmas tree. Please take plenty of time to get to know everything. A child who has never been on the ice rink before has a lot to see, smell and hear at first. The many new impressions need to be processed first. There is no point in overburdening a child with the expectation that they should skate on the very first day. On the very first day, they don't even have to put on their skates. Sometimes we adults underestimate what ice skating means for such a young child. Putting on skates is a big step for little children. Standing on them is unfamiliar, and so it can be that the first day of skating ends in the dressing room already. And that's perfectly fine. And then, at some point, the big day comes when the child goes on the ice for the first time. It's inevitable that a person skating for the first time will fall at some point. I mean, of course you could hold or carry the child at all times. But it's not a doll. I think everyone would rather move, discover and learn for themselves. So it is extremely important that the child has internalized a good error culture. Mistakes are there to be learned from. If you fall down, you can practice falling gently without hurting yourself and getting up again. And that's exactly what you'll do the first time on the ice. You may even celebrate each time your child or yourself gets the chance to practice getting up. And please, don't forget to take breaks often. Alba and I practiced around 5 minutes in the beginning, then spent half an hour in the dressing room, eating something, and then another 5 minutes on the ice, followed by another big break and a second picnic. So with a lot of patience, Alba eventually achieved her first seconds balancing and moving on her own. After that, we just kept practicing, having fun, and coming back to the ice rink whenever Alba wished for it. One day I showed Alba a new technique in the dressing room. I told her that ice skating is not the same as walking. It's actually just shifting the weight from one side to the other. When you do that on the ice and put your heels together and toes apart, your body moves forward automatically. And if you put your toes together and heels apart, you even skate backwards without any effort. So we applied that technique on the ice. But our biggest aim was still to have a good time together. I'm really not a big fan of ice skating aids. They can be very cute like those penguins, but for young children and beginners they are too heavy to push. The little chairs are lighter and Luisa likes sitting on them. But they still give people a false sense of security. Furthermore, they lead to a bad skating technique. Children using ice skating aids are very likely to push with the small spikes in front of the artistic ice skates. instead of shifting their weight from one side to another. The most fun actually doesn't come from ice skating aids anyway. It usually comes when we get to know other children on the ice rink and play around with them. When the season was over, Alba decided to try inline skating. And again, she fell and fell and fell at first, but got better quickly. I think that ice skating is not just about skating. Actually, every sport begins with movement. It doesn't really matter what you do, but whenever you move, you train your perception and coordination. We live in a school, so we can use the gym. But you can also get plenty of exercise outdoors in the fresh air. When Alba walks barefoot, her feet practice the tactile perception. When the kids ride down the track or swing on the swings, their bodies learn vestibular perception. And if they prefer watching their shadow playing with sand or watching ants building a home, that's fine too. And maybe you are particularly lucky and find a simple tree for climbing. That will be enough to get strength and practice all different kinds of perception. So just spend lots of time outdoors exploring your surroundings, and your child will be a blast on the ice when the new season starts.